Hey, what's going on? I've made a little liquidation price calculator for Bybit users in isolated margin mode and purely on Android for now, but it will be out on iOS soon. I have to finish my game first and then I'll make an iOS version of my game and this app at the same time because I've got to set up all the iOS developer accounts and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't made anything for iOS yet, so I'm leaving that until I've got a couple of things to make for it. Right now, this is on Android. It's a very simple app. You can calculate your buy and sell price. You just select your token here, your position here, and then you enter your price and your leverage. You're good to go. You can reset individually here, reset the whole thing there. You can subscribe to remove the ads. It's $1.29 a month. It says per 5 minutes there because it's a test account, obviously. If you have a subscription and you uninstall the app and reinstall it, you can just press restore subscription and it will sort it out for you. Okay, you can, once you've subscribed, this will change into a manage subscription button, so you can then cancel it if you need to. The only other ad other than this banner ad here is an interstitial that appears on every third tab switch. Yeah, I didn't want to be too intrusive and harass people with the interstitials because I hate all that myself, but I think every third click is fair enough. It's not too bad, is it? So that's the app. I'm not going to go into the code. There is a GitHub repo, but it's private and it is available for review for prospective contractors or collaborators, okay? But I will tell you a bit about some of the libraries that I leveraged in order to put this together. Now, in terms of the navigation, I've used React Native Safe Area Context, React Navigation / native, and these tabs here and this view here is part of the material top tabs library. Okay, for the ads, obviously I've got Google Mobile Ads. That's React Native Google Mobile Ads library. And this React Native purchases, I'm using Revenue Cat. In case you don't know what Revenue Cat is, Revenue Cat handles all the subscriptions and everything through Google. It only takes 1%. Google takes 15% until I think you make like $1 million a year or something like that, which is fair enough. So I've set up Revenue Cat and you use React Native purchases with it. And I've used React Native async storage to cache the registration status for offline usage. I'm using Expo instead of pure React Native, instead of a bare workflow, purely because it's unnecessary for me to do all that work in such a basic app. Expo handles a lot of stuff, saves you a lot of headache if you're not making a complicated app. If you don't need to write native code, why make life hard for yourself? So I've used Sentry Expo. This is a bug reporting service. The bugs will be caught and sent over to my Sentry dashboard for me to have a look at and review. The Expo status bar, Expo splash screen, pretty standard libraries. If you're making apps, you'll know all about these. The React Native picker is what I've used for here. Expo vector icons for the reload buttons, and React Native response font size for font sizes, kind of like the equivalent of using rem and stuff like that for web CSS. And I'll show you just how I've set up the main view here, this home view. I've gone for safe area to wrap everything in, then navigation container, keyboard avoiding view, and then touchable without feedback. I believe I set the keyboard avoiding view to active to false because I don't want the screen to be pushed up when this keyboard appears. I've designed it, okay, here it just about cuts off at the number, but it means when you're typing your stuff in, you see the result right there above the keyboard, you know? It doesn't move anything away, it doesn't need to. It's a single page app. I've tested it on other sizes and it works nicely. There's not been a use case yet where I need to move the screen when the keyboard comes up. So little tip there. Touchable without feedback is so that whenever you've got anything up, if I press there, it disappears it, yeah? And then a scroll view, and then within the scroll view, I've got all the content. And then that is exported as a component, which is then placed into the app.js. I've got a safe area provider here, home, which is that bit there. That goes in there, and the status bar goes in there. And there you have it. So here I'm just telling you which library these came from, because keyboard avoiding view, touchable without feedback, and scroll view all part of the React Native basic library. Okay, and that's that. So as I say, soon I will make this for iOS. I've now got to finish Galactic Maverick. Once that's put to bed and that's out on Android, then I'll rent a MacBook for a week, build an iOS version of the game, build an iOS version of this app, set it all up, put them up there, and I'll keep you posted and let you know. So go over to my Twitter or whatever and check it out, so that you can get updates. And also, if you want to support me, there's info down below in the description on how you can do that. All right. Okay. Like and subscribe, and thanks for your time.